Hello and welcome to the news on NTA International. I am Olajide Bello for the headlines. European Union Election Observation Mission rates Mozambique's election as orderly and peaceful. Ailing economy, China announces biggest support packages in years. Federal government receives 2024 rainy season report. Athens commemorates its liberation 80 years ago from Nazi occupation marked by a terrible famine, an event long obscured in Greece because of the ensuing civil war, as the presidential guard takes part in a ceremony to mark the day at the Acropolis. Charles Alpha reports.
As Athens marks 80 years since its liberation from Nazi Germany in World War II, historians lament that this modest memorial is typical of the lack of attention paid to one of the most horrific periods in Greece's history. In the basement below, where a cosmetics store stands today, Adolf Hitler's secret police would beat, maim, and torment their opponents, with thousands of resistance members arrested, tortured, and killed during the Nazi occupation of 1941 to 1944. Across Greece, 250 people died as a result of famine during the Nazi occupation, and about 45,000 in Athens and Piraeus, the capital's nearby major port. More than 86% of Greece's Jews were deported to be exterminated in the Holocaust. To bring this dark chapter of the capital's history to light, Charalam Peters launched Athens History Walks, an initiative preserving locations where the Nazi occupations left its mark. Reports say places of remembrance of this difficult period in Athens are not highlighted enough, and for some major events, there are not even any monuments. Greece annually commemorates October 28, 1940, when its strongman leader, Leonis Metaxas, refused Italian fascist leader Benito Mussolini's ultimatum to surrender or face invasion. This year, the Athens City Council urged the public to take part in a series of conferences and exhibitions to honor those who fought for democracy and freedom. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And China says it will issue special bonds to help its ailing economy, signaling measures to bolster banks, shore up the property market, and ease local government debt as part of one of its biggest support packages in years. The plan is part of a series of actions undertaken by Beijing to draw a line under the years-long property sector crisis and chronically low consumption. Beijing's planned special bonds are aimed at boosting the capital available to banks as part of a push to get them lend to fire up consumer spending. China is also preparing to allow local governments to borrow more to fund the acquisition of unused land for development aimed at pulling the property market out of a prolonged slump. Officials have been battling to reverse China's slowdown and achieve a growth target of 5% this year, but a far cry from the double-digit expansion that has for years boosted the Asian giant. The Cameroonian government has banned media houses from discussing the health condition and whereabouts of President Biya. This is just as the European Union Election Observation Mission in Mozambique waits to just concluded presidential and parliamentary elections as orderly and peaceful. Charles Alpha reports.
91-year-old Cameroonian President Paul Biya has been absent from public view since early September, prompting all kinds of insinuations. And the government has prohibited media outlets from discussing his health status. The directive issued by Interior Minister Paul Atanga Nji in a letter mandates a strict ban on any media discussions regarding the president's health. Additionally, the minister ordered the establishment of monitoring units to oversee online content related to this matter. A letter marked with a highly urgent red stamp was sent to regional governors, emphasizing that discussions regarding the health of the president are a matter of national security. The letter warned that any breaches of this directive would result in severe legal consequences. President Biya was last seen in public at the China-Africa Summit in Beijing a month ago. Since then, he has declined to attend events at which he had anticipated, such as the United Nations General Assembly in New York or a summit of French-speaking countries in Paris. Rene Sadi, the government spokesperson, dismissed rumors regarding the president's health on Tuesday, asserting that Biya had conducted a private visit to Europe after visiting Beijing. He stated that rumors of all kinds have been circulating through the conventional media and social networks about the president's condition. In other news, head of the European Union Election Observation Mission in Mozambique, Laura Ballarin, says the campaign was peaceful with orderly voting in the context of distrust and tainted credibility of the electoral process. While no major incidents were reported on voting day, election observers noted a number of irregularities, including voters seen with 2 ballot papers and opposition observers barred from entering some polling units. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
Authorities in Florida, United States, say the death toll from Hurricane Milton has risen to at least 16 as of Friday. More than 2 million households and businesses were still without power, and some areas in the storm spots through the states remained flooded. In a White House briefing, U.S. President Joe Biden said experts estimated the cost of storm damage at $50 billion. President Biden says the federal response to the huge storm and to Hurricane Helene, which devastated parts of the U.S. Southeast just 2 weeks earlier, has taken on an increasingly political edge, and Biden said he would visit Florida on Sunday. The federal government has received a report on the 2024 rainy season indicating a significant increase in farmers' output despite the environmental challenges associated with the season. The National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Service compiled the report and presented it to the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi. Musa Baba Aliyu has details.
Rainfall situation this year.
The survey initially analyzed the 2024 rain pattern, revealing a decrease in rainfall compared to the 2023 season. This decline in rainfall resulted in a dry spell that adversely affected crop in 33 states. Additionally, floods were another contributing factor that impacted farmers' output during the season. A total of 31 states spanning 180 local government areas experienced flooding, with the Northeast region severely affected. Despite these challenges, there has been notable increase in farmers' output this year. For example, rice farmers in 10 states were able to produce 9.129 million tons of paddy this year, with Niger State leading in production with over 700,000 tons. Similarly, 11.216 million tons of maize were cultivated in 10 states, with Kaduna maintaining its position as the top producer. Sorghum, cowpea and soybeans production also saw increase of 2.56%, 0.24% and 4.31% during the season. The survey further highlights that 46 million tons of cassava were produced during this year, with Benue taking the lead in production, followed by Kogi State. Niger leads in yam production, followed by Nasarawa, Enugu, and Edo states.
This report showed that 62% of Nigerians are now planting improved seed. And that's a very good increase. Last year we did the survey, it was between 15 to 25% Nigerian using improved seed.
Before the next rainy season, we should be able to deliver on that particular platform. The platform is going to bring in all this content from the various subject matter specialists and experts on how farmers are supposed to produce when they are supposed to produce, and how they are supposed to tackle issues that they will see in terms of disease condition or maybe poor crop performance and whatnot, and actions they are supposed to take. I guess that is the kind of knowledge that farmers will need out there to do their own production.
There was general increase in cost of production of major crops during the season under review. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development is rooting for the use of innovative technology in achieving presidential deliverables in the housing sector. The Minister of Housing, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, gave the hints while receiving awards on behalf of the ministry. Francis Udojo has the details.
The application of innovative technology is growing rapidly in developed countries and gradually gaining more grounds in developing ones such as Nigeria. This growing trend is traced to its potentials in efficient service delivery. The Ministry of Housing is one of Nigeria's government ministries imbibing the system in its services, notably its launch of the Renewed Hope Housing digital portal for easy access by Nigerians. This initiative and more gained the ministry the awards of Distinguished Trailblazers and Best Federal MDA in Innovation Technology, bestowed on by the Bureau of Public Service Reforms at the Nigeria GovTech Conference event in Abuja.
We are truly delighted that our efforts to leverage technology to improve service delivery, enhance operations, and also increase performance to more effectively fulfill our ministry's mandate have been recognized by the Bureau.
Nigeria, through the Federal Executive Council, have approved an e-government master plan, which has set the roadmap for digitalization of public service in Nigeria.
Some participants comment.
Today, the fact that we're a digital government makes the public service of Edo State run efficiently and effectively. As I'm here now, I can walk. I don't have to leave Benin and stop working.
Join the new revolution, the digital revolution. It is processes of working. It brings, perfection in work.
Guests at the event believe the use of technology, if adopted in Nigeria by all sectors, could improve IGR and block leakages. Francis Udojo, NT News.
Many residents of Dakibu community of Jabi in Abuja, suffering eye problems for years, have received succor, all thanks to the Women Optometrists Association of Nigeria. Uche Gochuku reports that the group carried out eye checks on people who need them the most.
For many in Dakibu community, it is a first ever chance to get their vision back on track, and it is already making a huge impact. Little Purity Bala has been saved from future eye complications.
I did ophthalmoscopy on the little child. The back of the eye looks suspicious, and that means that we need to further examine the girl to be sure that she doesn't have any neuropathy, things like glaucoma, or any other neuro issues.
From young kids to elders, everyone is seated, eager to have their eyes examined. And it is not just about improving their vision, it is also about improving their lives.
My eyes is itching me, so they gave me the medicine free.
When I'm in the class, when I'm sitting, I'm not seeing from far, so I came here to check my eyes.
Rejoice's story is just one of the many in Dakibu with poor vision which has been left untreated, making daily tasks difficult, thus negatively affecting livelihoods.
We want to reach the hard to reach, the people who wouldn't get eye care if we didn't come.
And then we've been able to identify people that need visual care. When we encounter such people on the field, we refer them.
The women optometrists are not just checking people's sight. They are leaving behind glasses, medications, awareness, and most importantly, a follow-up plan.
When we see that they need further care, we are noting their names and their numbers, and we are going to take them to special hospitals.
For the people of Dakibu, this outreach is not just a medical intervention, but a monumental step in their lives. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA International. More reports when we return. Thanks for being there. The Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOA, in a bid to combat breast cancer head-on, has opened their doors to the community, offering free breast cancer screening to all with a 50% discount on subsequent screening. NAFOA President Ricky Abubakar let the cat out of the bag at the Cancer Awareness Walk and Talk at the North-based sports complex at Sokoro, Abuja. The defense correspondent reports that it was a rallying call for a future where everyone had a chance to fight back against cancer. As the sun began to rise over Abuja, vibrant colors filled the sky, mirroring the spirit of the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, NAFOA, as they gathered for a cancer awareness walk.
We touch lives positively and we make the needy smile. The Lord is now for our.
This year's theme, Educate, Empower, Eradicate a Future Without Cancer, echoed in the hearts of everyone present. In a sea of pink, adorned with ribbons, the #1 citizen of NAFOA, Rekia Hassan, and members of NAFOA, DEPOA, NAOA, NOAA connected through shared stories, decided to give back to the society. Though one or two might have lost their loved ones to breast cancer, today they wear a ribbon in their honor, determined to turn their grief into action. The walk, each step resonating with purpose about early detection and importance of regular checkups to residents of Now Valley Estate at Sokoro, Abuja.
We must empower those affected by cancer. This involves ensuring robust support system, high-quality healthcare, and the essential resources needed to navigate this challenging journey. No one should battle cancer in isolation, and through empowerment, we provide strength and hope to individuals and families.
With a renewed sense of hope, the participants pledged to continue their advocacy. They envisioned a future where no one would face cancer alone, where education would pave the way for empowered choices, and where community support could ultimately eradicate this silent adversary. Nigeria is a nation of vibrant culture and resilient people with unparalleled potential. However, negative perceptions and misinformation often dominate the global narrative, a situation that calls for attitudinal change. This was re-echoed at the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations lecture series on achieving peace and reconciliation in Nigeria, the public relations approach, held in Anambra State. Onome Okadibo has details.
The theme of the second lecture series, Achieving Peace and Reconciliation in Nigeria, the Public Relations Approach. Speakers at the event said is apt, as it is time for Nigerians to take ownership of their narrative by celebrating successes and consistently projecting a positive image.
How do you, through research and then through strategic programming, respond to them with ways that change attitudes, change behaviors? Regulation says citizen engagement is very important. It is when you engage the citizens that we will find out their areas of need.
The belief is that you cannot speak about peace and reconciliation under whatever context without looking at how the icons of the process are celebrated. These are persons who have continued to stake their strength, reputation, and ability to ensure that the society is at peace.
The members of NIPR are optimistic that Nigerians will take pride in their country's reputation and work hard together to project a positive image globally. The theme visited an indigenous car manufacturing company and harped on the need to emphasize strengths and potentials by promoting made in Nigerian products.
We have everything that is required in this country to make Nigeria great. I want to use this opportunity to plead with governments to patronize made in Nigerian products and services.
All of us Nigerians will work hard to move our country forward.
We hope and pray that
government agencies, individuals, and everybody should patronize this very, very laudable company.
From Nnewi, Onome, Okadibo, NTA News.
Arising from its 15th Biennial International Conference on Drugs, Alcohol and Society in Africa, the conference has called for action from all stakeholders as well as collaborations to address the menace of substance abuse. This formed part of a communique at the end of the conference in Abuja with the theme, Improving Access to Treatment for Substance Use Disorders, Emerging Strategies and Persistent Challenges.
The conference, which had over 100 participants from around the world, identified major challenges in improving access to treatment for substance use disorder in Africa, to include lack of access to treatment, emerging substance, cannabis policies, legal market, human rights, among others. The conference put forward 9 recommendations to include engaging universities and ending the death penalty for drug offenders while rethinking cannabis policies.
An integrated approach involving law enforcement, healthcare providers, and social services is essential to address the substance use crisis. Government must prioritize the public health dimension of drug use and move away from solely punitive measures.
And if people actually need treatment, it's sometimes very difficult to get that because it's very expensive. That's one thing. It's very difficult to access it if you are not in big cities and you don't have the money. So I think that's a key priority, and that's, I think, why this conference is also looking at this, because it's a very important issue.
Going forward, we will see a saner and a healthier society, because drug use constitutes a very big problem to the society. As you can see, most of the problems we have in Nigeria today are attributable in part or to various extent to drug use problem.
The gathering says the aim is for a balanced approach that combines regulations, public health initiatives, human rights, and social justice to address substance use issues across Africa effectively. Harman Jabani, NTA News.
Youth remain the biggest human asset of any nation to drive development. For Nigeria, how to gainfully engage young people to have a say in policies that affect their future was the focus of a national symposium in Abuja aimed at harnessing the potential for national development. Kelvin Ehonwai reports.
Build the youth, build the nation was the theme of the public lecture, where members of the National Assembly and the academia advanced strategies that can be deployed by the various agencies working in the youth space. But of particular importance was the issue of drug abuse that is threatening to ruin the lives of many young people, while calling on government to do more in job creation and skills development for young people.
Not all of us can have white-collar job, but there are some skills that we can introduce. There are some programs that federal government can introduce that will engage the youth, keeping them busy and giving them their daily bread, that will make them to feel sense of belonging as a Nigerian.
No better way to success than hard work, and also to shun the menace of substance abuse, which has been an issue that has always been very dear to my heart, and it's something that we need to work hard collectively as parents, as opinion leaders, as mentors, to change the narrative and to bring about positive change for Nigeria.
Put together by the Better Nigerian Observers Watch, the event was also used to recognize some Nigerians impacting positively in national development. In Abuja, Kelvin Ehonwai, NTA News.
And up next is a quick check on Sunday's weather prospect. And that's the news at this time. Thank you for watching. I am Olajide Bello.